Lost in Random, The Eternal Die is an action-packed roguelike adventure in the world of Random. Play as Queen Alexandra and wield her live-and-die companion Fortune as they go all in against the ancient evil that took everything from her. But does this game roll a nat 20? Let's find out.
Come here, girl, and accept your punishment!
Hi everybody, my name is Warwick and welcome to Warwick Reviews. Hope you're doing well. Today we're going to be checking out a really cool game called Lost in Random, The Eternal Die. And I do want to say a big shout out to the team there, as well as Dead Good Media for the review code. I really appreciate it. And what we're going to do is talk about my thoughts and feelings, talk about what the game is all about, and if it's something that you should check out. But before we do that, hi, hope you're doing well. Again, my name is Warwick, and I don't just do reviews here, although you will find many here on games, on products, on unboxings, and so much more. But you also find me on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Warwick, and also on various socials where you may be. But like I said, this is Lost in Random, The Eternal Die, and we'll get stuck in. So you press play, start new game, and you've got two options, difficulty options, so normal and easy. So you've got normal. The recommended difficulty offers a balanced and challenging experience, or easy, which is a more forgiving mode, where Alexandra takes progressively less damage with each failed attempt, which is a nice little touch. So if you're playing a game, it's like a roguelike, so you keep playing, you're struggling, technically get stronger each time you go through, or each failed attempt, which makes it in turn easier. These options can be changed throughout the options later on in the game, so you're not stuck with them when you start, so you can just go normal, easy. We'll go for normal as the game is intended. Right, so we begin. So Super Cross, I'm playing this with controller. I feel like with these sort of roguelikes, it's better to put a controller, but you can play with mouse. So for me, A is sprint forward. B is use the dice as like a projectile, depending on the roll. Higher the number, the bigger impact. X is sword. You get like a tutorial, so weapon attacks, press X for normal attack or hold to perform a charge attack. So normal, and then hold, and you see the radius, so you can actually move it around. Just like that. There we go. And then dash, press A to move past obstacles and to avoid enemy attacks. So there's no jumping as far as I know, so to get through somewhere, you have to dash over. You can't fall off, thankfully. You can't try to fall off, but there we go. Dice throw attack. Hold B and aim with the left joystick. Throw Fortune, which is the dice, nice name, and deal area damage. So as we saw, so there we go. So hold, yeah, that'll do. And there we go. Nice. So we've done our tutorial, so now we're basically in the game proper. So as you can see, there's different sort of UI on the screen. So the top right is our map. So basically where we are and where we're going. So we've got one path as far as we know. And if you want to check it out, I can press. So there we go, you've got fast travel. So use the map to fast travel to specific previous discovered or important rooms. So as we explore, we'll unlock more rooms and there'll be certain ports we can do fast travel. So if we want to backtrack for any reason, then we can. And then bottom left, you got health. So 50 out of 50 heart. And there's it seems like a card, which I believe we pick up cards during the game. Speaking of, pick Juggler of Poisons. So equipped ancient cards to unleash their magical powers. Alexandra can carry only one card at a time. Hold and release Y to do a card attack. Release during the flash for a perfect card attack. And then card attacks cost energy charges. Collect energy shards by hitting enemies with a weapon. So this is the card we got. So Juggler's Poisons. So it does 20 damage. A perfect card attack adds 3 flasks and does damage, the same amount of damage. But if we do a perfect attack, then it basically recharges. But it throws a cluster of exploding flasks that inflict poison. So we would choose to take it. So there will be cards throughout the game. And you'd be like, you know what? Like that card or don't like that card. You can take it or leave it. It's our only card, so we'll take it. And there we go. So it's filled up. We've got 2 gauges. We've got our first battle room. So coffers. Coffers contain old forgotten magical treasures. Place relics and pearls on the board to gain powers. So harness boosts. Treasures are imbued with dormant magic that amplifies various types of magic, various types of damage and luck. Match 3 or more of the same color to harness the boost. Matching colors must be done in straight lines. These are what we got here. So I can choose. So I've got some money. So I believe, let's have a look. So you can either pick one of the cards or you can take the money. So in that instance, I took the money. So I got 25, which you can see in the bottom right. So if you go, you know what, I don't really like any of those, I'm just going to get some money, future things. So at the moment, we've got nothing in our sort of stats, but I'm sure we'll collect some more stuff as we go. So you got these lot of legends. You can sort of explain exactly what each one does, which is quite cool. So if you need to know anything else, tells you a little bit about what is there. A journal granted by chance, a place of order when everything else is random. So we open up a journal. So this is where sort of, you know, basic stuff. You've got allies, hostiles, weapons. So anything that you've encountered during the game, it will have it there and sort of explains about the character that you've talked to and a bit about backstory and stuff. So there's us, there's fortune, there's Amma, there's Manny, there's chance, so people we've spoken to, and then hostiles. So we've met Mayor the Knight, the body of the black die, the one who took everything from Alexandra, the one who must pay. Weapons, so there's a few other weapons you can get. Wardrobe, so at the moment we've got a few things on wardrobe. So this is what we got in the moment. So it seems like we can change the outfit, which is really cool. Items, so all the items that we've got, and it sort of explains like if you're not sure what they do or are. So for example, Cinder, chunks of misery, fear and misfortune, born from the burning of dark fuel, or when a soul was freed from Mars corruption. Relics, so we pick up relics throughout the game, which seems to be quite a lot. So we picked up one already. And then cards. So these are the cards that we picked up. So there's 2 at the moment, but there seems to be 15 available. This is where we can make more weapons. So this is what the blacksmith basically. So we can enchantments and we can sort of increase sort of critical attacks. So we can actually unlock this and actually unlock this as well. There we go. So we've got increased damage dealt from critical weapons attacks to 20%. Right. So as I said, there is a shop. First you can buy like one of those coffers. You've got health. You got a special relic coffer or some health. We'll come back. So let's go this way. So now 2 paths have opened up. So you've got this path here or this path, but we'll go this way first. This is where we can change cards. So let's have a look. A Spirit of Flames. Summons a flame spirit that seeks out the closest foe and inflicts burn. So you got juggler poison at the moment. So I like that. I like that option. Poison's good. It's a bit slow, but I'm going to try Spirit of Flames. And then if I want to, I can go back. So it actually swaps it. You don't lose it. So you can go, you know what, actually wasn't working. You can go back and change it. So yeah, the flame focuses the closest enemy basically, which is quite nice. And there we go. Nicely done. Okay, so that was like a little mini game, like a chance. Nice little feature. So you got a chance to get some really cool stuff. Some more stuff we could have got as well. But hey, you got some extra help, which is always nice. So new traps. Okay. Take it slow and steady. Nice. And beautiful. Here's some coins. Thank you very much. And I died. So that's what happens when you die. So defeat, and you can press A to continue. So we are back. So like with Hades and stuff, death is part, or sort of like failing is part of the game. So you fail. And like I said, if you are struggling or you feel like you can go to gameplay and you go, you know what, I want easy mode. So as I said, it takes 20% less damage each time they come back. And each defeat increases damage reduction by 5% up to a maximum 65%. Which is cool. So it does get gradually easier, which is a really nice thing to have. Is there? And again, you can change it or turn it off or on again if you want to. So one of the things I like to do is always check out the options. So we go to the options here and have a look. So go to options and we've got a few here. So we've got audio, control mapping, gameplay, display, graphics, and language. So we go for each one and have a look. So audio. So we've got master, music, SFX, voice, and UI. And they're all at 100 and you can change them over, which is great. With games nowadays, this is a personal preference to me, but obviously people may be different. But for me, I always feel like voice volume needs to be a bit louder by default. So normally what I do, I normally put sort of music like SFX a bit low and keep the voice at top. But you can customize it how you want and reset it if need be. And then control mapping. So you've got keyboard and mouse, but you can also have controller. So just connecting controller, as you can see there. You can actually change the key binding for both, which is really nice to see, actually. You don't always see that with controller. Obviously, with keyboard and mouse, you always normally have those options. But it's nice to see when you connect to the controller, you can actually change the different inputs or outputs that you may do. So even with like sort of open journal, you can remap it. And then if you mess up, reset default. There we go. Gameplay. So quite a few options here, which is really great to see. Really, really great. So you've got screen shake, self-explanatory, vibration for controller, easy mode. So this enables a calm experience. So Alexandra takes 20% less damage. Each defeat increases damage reduction by 5% up to a maximum of 65%. So its default is off, but you can have that on if you want to. Show tutorials. So if you are new to the game, tutorial subtitles, and it actually shows you the subtitles as well, which is nice as you see how they show. Sometimes with settings, they have these settings, but they actually show what they would actually look like. So having this actually go, hey, this is what it looks like in game is really nice. So you got that there. And again, you can turn it off and it turns off the name or on if you want the name off or on. And then background, so it's at 50%. So it actually shows you how it looks, which is really great. And even the size, like, there we go. Look how just, it's something really simple. Like a lot of times they give you subtitle size, but they actually tell you how big it is. Like one person's large might be someone's person's small or vice versa. So to have this go, actually, this is how it looks, which is great. Just there. Then you got mini map. So you can change the mini map. So it actually shows you again where it goes. So you can have it big as you, small as you want. Keep it default for now. Invert map panning. So inverts the map panning. So when you pan, it's like inverted. Mini map again. Background, so you can change how you want, if you want it or not, a little bit. Direction indicator mouse, controller as well, dice throw, aim sensitivity, aim assist, and show damage numbers. So all really cool features and nice to see. There's a lot of different options here to tailor it to how you want to play the game. Display, simple stuff. Display mode, you've got screen resolution, refresh rate, brightness. In fact, actually what's great, you can actually see how bright it's going to be in the screen. Like, there we go. So how bright? So we're going to put it a bit brighter just there so you can actually see it. Refresh rate if you have that on, and then you got that there. You change the resolution, and then borderless. And again, it explains exactly how it works. So full screen, slight performance boost. Borderless, if you use multiple monitors, this makes it easier to navigate secondary displays, and windowed allow for games to be played in a resizable window. So it explains what they are. Like, you always see these like borderless or windowed or full screen, and they may seem quite obvious to some people, but to others, they may not know. So it's like, okay, what's the difference? So actually seeing this, like, explain what each one does is like, oh, that makes sense. That is what it is. Like, borderless means you can use multiple screens if you do. And VSync, so it limits the frame rate to monitor refresh rate. This helps to avoid screen artifacts and deliver smooth frames. Recommended for enable in most cases. So yeah, great to see. Display, graphics, a lot of options, which is great. So we've got presets, which is custom. So this is the sort of customers that come through. And you've got MSAA, anti-aging. Again, it explains it. So anti-aging method that smooths pixels along contours or objects. So high quality is very high performance impact. So again, it just explains what these things are, but you always see them in, especially in PC games. You're like, what am I doing? What am I pressing? So you got that there, anti-aliasing, and again, it explains how much impact it has on the game. Got toggle basically shadows if you want it, shadow quality, texture quality, FSR, render scale, show environment FX. But we'll keep it custom, I think, for now, but you can have it low, and even you see it in behind you as well, so you can actually see the difference. So that's low, and as we go higher and higher, so you got high. Just there. We'll keep it high, keep it like everything high, I think, for now. And then language. So you've got text language, so you've got English, but you also got French, Italian, Dutch, Spanish, Spanish American, Asian languages, Polish, Portuguese, Turkish, Russian. There's many there, which is really cool. So nice little options, a lot of options there, which is great to see. And it makes it easy for people to play the game how they want. And there we go. And yeah, so that's basically Lost in Random Eternal Dice. So if you are used to roguelikes, it's very, very similar, very sort of process where it's basically rinse and repeat, where you will die or fail many times over. And then each time you do, you learn about sort of skills and sort of the enemies that you face, using the resources available, picking up stuff as you go, and then increasing sort of like enchantments in your weapons, increasing your stats and stuff and your health as you keep going to get better and better throughout the game to basically succeed. And I had a really, really good time with this game. Like, I will be honest, I don't play many roguelikes. I think one of the only few I've played is Hades, which I really, really liked. And so coming from this place where I haven't played many roguelikes, but I had a really, really good time with it. Like, I love the art style. It's really sort of like, has a unique style to it. Reminds me of sort of like Tim Burton-esque, sort of like Coraline. There's that sort of element to it. Sort of the style of it was really, really striking, really cool. It flowed really well. It was easy to sort of read and understand what was going on. Like, there's a lot going on with the action, but it felt clear, and sort of the color elements that they used, it seems very sort of well put together. UI works well. Again, a lot of options that you can customize as well. Great to see voice acting in this game, which is really cool. So you can skip through the dialogue if you want to, and you can have it off as an option, but it's great to have voice acting for all the characters that we face so far. And yeah, just a really, really good time. Really, really enjoy it. I think it's well worth people's time, and I hope everyone checks it out. But thank you so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. Again, Lost in Random The Eternal Die is available on Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5, Switch, and Steam. Yeah, thank you very much for watching. big shout out to the team at Thunderful and also Dead Good Media for the review code. My name is Warwick. Not only do I review video games on this channel, but also stream on Twitch, which is twitch.tv/Warwick. And also you can probably find me in socials wherever you may be. But thank you so much for watching. Please take care. And we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.